Hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl, Angela. How you doing today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you already know that you got to give me a minute where I share this in my personal page. I'll be right with you. Don't go anywhere. There. So, we did it. Hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl, Angela. How you doing? Now, you guys, you see, we have the legend here today. I don't even know what to call him. He is a supporter of the black. He loves the black community. He's so thought-provoking. I say when I look at his posts on social media, he make you think. But anyway, before we go into it, let me just go ahead and tell you who we're here today. Today we got Jimmy Baldwin here. Woo! Big up, Jimmy. Welcome to Be True to You. Actually, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to call it Be True to You or Doing Life with Angela. Welcome to Doing Life with Angela, because today you're doing life with me.
Yes, I am.
So tell the people hello.
Hey, how y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Good to see y'all.
Okay, tell the people, we know that you're also the owner of Studio 510.
Yes.
And I think that you are a speaker in the black community. Do you strive to do politics or anything like that?
I've been asked to do it, but I know that's a real touchy world, you know.
Okay.
And but eventually, I think I will.
Okay.
I think I will because I love to see people do better, and I want to see our community. Well, I'm tired of people taking from our community and not giving back.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we dive right into it because this is not an interview today. Okay. You guys are used to me asking questions, but I just think we're gonna have some fine communication, some conversing here today, and I just want to just dive in. But before that, what is it that you like the people to know about you, like as far as who you are and what's your purpose as far as going forward in life?
Okay, well, I'm an owner of Studio 510, which is the venue that's been in business for 11 years. And also I'm an owner of a podcast, which is yourpodcast.com, which has been going on for like almost 13 years.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I've been pushing. And I just want people to know that I care about you. And that's the reason why I have these conversations. Some people forget why I'm on Facebook. They just think I'm posting just to be posting, but I'm posting to get people to think beyond what they know.
Yeah. I like how you say, I care about you, because my slogan is Be True to You.
Yeah.
And so Be True to You, to me, it's not about we're perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's just knowing who we are, the
Yes.
good, bad, and ugly.
Yes.
And those things that we can't change, we accept them.
Exactly.
Those things that we can't change, that we put on our big board pens and do the work.
Yeah.
And so what drawn me to you is like, I watch your posts. Sometimes I comment, sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I believe in Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
Yes.
And I know you do too.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's just certain things I don't engage in.
Yeah.
But tonight I want to engage because I think as far as the church, the black community, there's some things that we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
There's some mindset that needs to be changed. Yeah. And what I love about your posts is, like I said before, you provoke people to think outside of their box.
Exactly.
And so how did you get into that realm as far as you know that you wanted to make a difference for your community?
As a kid, you know, pretty much my family will tell you, I was the type of kid where that even though my grandma or uncle them may tell me to do something, I'm gonna have a question about it. And then they might not like the question, but I'm still gonna ask it anyway because I want to have reason behind what it is I'm doing, and that's the reason why I do what I do. Try to get people to put the reason behind what it is they're doing, and not just do it.
Not just because I said so.
Yeah.
You know, as black community that we grew up, we did what our parents say simply because they said so.
Exactly.
And so it's funny how you said that you questioned your grandmother, but I noticed you do believe in some form of the old way of bringing up kids.
Yes, I do.
Because and I think some of that is lost, but I noticed that you believe, even though you're out of the box thinker, you haven't thrown away everything that we consist of as far as our black inheritance.
No, it's important to keep what it is we was taught, but as you get older, you take, because there are some things that can change, you know what I'm saying? There are things, well, not change for the bad, but for better. You can improve and stuff. So even though we was taught a certain way, you can get this, okay, maybe I can tweak it here for my family. Okay, yeah, that works. And just keep moving like that,
Yeah, because everything is not black and white.
Exactly.
Though we want it to be all black and white, everything is not black and white, you guys. And it's all according to our worldview. I say that worldview as far as how we was brought up, as what we think. but it's only because it was done in your family doesn't necessarily mean it was done right.
Exactly.
But it's all because the way we was brought, our upbringing. But what I like about, if nobody never asks you a question, you don't think what you're thinking is, wrong or not correct.
Exactly.
We think it's, sometimes we feel like our is the only way until we're introduced to something different.
Exactly. And I got a story. I was going to the military, all right, raised, what's that, Southern Baptist, clapping, praising Jesus and this, that, and other. So I was never familiar with other religions until I went to the military. And as soon as I got to Atlanta, a Muslim guy approached me. Hey, my brother, Jesus is here. He's black and he looks just like you and he wants to meet you. I wasn't surprised by what he was saying. I was surprised that he believed what he was saying. And that was his religion. So that was my culture shock to know that it's other religions. Yeah, so it shocked me. Yeah. So, that's why I question a lot of things.
Yeah, you do question a lot of things. I watched you question a lot of things. And since you question a lot of things, you posted about Purple Dollar.
Yeah.
And about him telling people that he don't have to tithe.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Woo. That kind of is a touchy subject for a lot of people because people feel like they're going to go to heaven because of tithing. So I didn't want to give my opinions on it as far as like, oh, you're wrong for tithing. But he did touch on it in a way that it kind of bothered a lot of people. And I do believe that his point was not that, I think he was saying like tithing should be more of a giving spirit, not that you owe the church spirit.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
And people might get mad at me like that. And they always tell you shouldn't talk about religion and politics.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about both of those.
Yeah.
And people do believe that tithing is a way of honoring God and getting into heaven. Even Catholic don't call it tithing, but they believe in giving money no matter what sin they do.
Exactly.
The amount of money they give will get them into heaven.
Exactly.
And so I understand what you said. I believe in free will offering. I believe that we should give to the church, but I don't believe we should just give to the church. I believe we should give to the poor. I believe we should give whenever the Holy Ghost releases us to give. Exactly. Now, I do believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. I believe Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. No, not everybody believe that, but that's okay. It's all about what's within you.
Exactly.
And so I don't think, even though I feel like Jesus is the way to get to heaven, I don't hate anyone because they don't believe the way I believe.
Exactly. And
I think most of the time that's what we as Black Christian, we think if you don't believe the way that we believe, then you have no value.
Exactly. And with that, like you were saying, how people believe that the only way they're going to get in is giving financially to the church. But information is giving too. Thought-provoking stuff is giving too. Being there for someone is giving too. Just say like somebody having a bad day and they want to call you and talk to you. That's giving too.
Yeah, you're giving your time.
Exactly.
You're giving your time. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to see how you felt about that because I saw some people going in on the post. I was like, oh my. Yeah. Sometimes we just don't even want to listen. We block what we hear before we hear it because it just seems like it's going against what I'm used to.
And another thing when it comes to posting, I tell people if they're going to get into it, I never make too many statements, especially when it comes to stuff like that. I ask a question because it leaves the door open for learning. See, when you make a statement, you block yourself off, and at that point, you can't learn nothing else. You just kind of stuck in that area, and you got to fight it out until, when you ask the question, you might have your thoughts about it, but with my friends that's on Facebook, we had this conversation. By the end of the day, I might have somebody might open me up to them. Yeah, exactly.
You have to sometimes remind people that we're here for discussion.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I'm just here to make you think.
Exactly.
And so I guess sometimes people probably feel like because the question that you pose, that's your side.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. They kind of forget the whole purpose of why I'm here. And even when you go to church, even though the pastor may give a sermon, you still got to go home and study. It's the same. It's the same logic.
Yeah, and I guess, we know the scripture says study to show yourself approved, but we forget we should study, be a student of life.
Exactly.
And so I like that you bring that out in your followers. And so if you can tell your followers one thing to wake us up, like everybody say, I'm woke. That's a new thing. I'm woke. I'm woke. Okay. So and I think you got a lot of. Are you have millennial followers following you?
Quite a bit.
Yes.
The following they kind of like in between the age of 60 to 22. Yeah, so it's a big range.
Okay, so do you find it you like what's the word, a heaviness to try to be the voice of reason in your community? Do you find that you get backlash for trying to be the thinker?
I've gotten used to it, to where that I know if I know what I believe in. I know how I feel about something, and I know who I am. So the people who might give me backlash about what I do, it doesn't affect me because I know what God got for me. I know my family loves me. I know my son is there for me and my granddaughter.
And you love that granddaughter.
Yeah, that's my baby. Shout out to Zoe. You know what I'm saying? So I've gotten to the point where, it is what it is. I will say that social media has made me stronger and my skin a little stronger because, when it came in like 2009, 2010, people wasn't ready for all that negative feedback. You know what I'm saying?
2008 is when I started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's when I started Facebook, 2008.
Yeah.
And I try to use Facebook as far as ministry. I use it as, when I say ministry, I don't get on there preaching. When I minister, as far as how I live my life.
Exactly.
And because I do believe it's not about just quoting scripture.
Yes.
So I like people to see how I live. And then in the midst of that, you can see the Jesus in me.
Yeah. And
so I get what you're saying about social media because sometimes people don't take the opportunity. Granted, they only see what I post, whether it be a picture or a video for a minute or whatever. They don't try to think outside of the box as far as, it's got to be more even to that situation. Yeah. And so I like social media and I like how you use it. People like to say social media is the demon or they hate social media. Yeah. But I say you can control it because you got the opportunity to delete who don't, you don't like the way they post, you have the opportunity to block. You have the opportunity to stroll up. You have control of it.
Facebook is, what they don't understand is Facebook builds an algorithm. Algorithm is basically all the stuff you're looking at and clicking on. So if you see a bunch of negative stuff,
that's because you tell people why they're seeing it.
Because you're clicking on it and you liking it and it gets your attention. So if you start clicking on posts like hers and mine, you start seeing a lot more positive things. So Facebook is only mimicking what you're doing. Yeah.
It's a mirror to who you are.
Yeah.
That's a word. That's a post. It's a mirror to who you are.
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
It was a post that you posted the other day too. I'm just going to talk to you about anything, but I told you that you can talk to me too. We ain't interviewing each other. But how do you feel about the lady who got mad at the baby daddy about the McDonald's?
Oh, that caused
a ruckus.
A real ruckus.
I was there. You know how I'm just here for the comments? Yeah, I was there for the comments. I was there for the comments.
It was, you can see, like based on what people went through, you can see by their response. Of course, it will be the great thing to bring all the kids food, but at the same time, like most men are just trying to take care of what they brought into this world. But ultimately, me personally, I probably would have, it's a two-part situation because she didn't make it known that she didn't have no food in the house before he came.
Yeah, and she didn't make it better. Talking from a mother who I've been married to my husband for 25 years. We've been together over 26 years. I have 3 kids. None of them are his. None. So talking from that point as far as someone, a man in your life, that kids do not belong to him, how they take care of them. It's not as he knew that I was a package. He came to me and take care of my kids. But also, I have 2 baby fathers. So I do understand one taking care of one taking care of the other.
The dynamic,
So, but at the same time, I think she could have handled it better. As a woman, yes, we are responsible for our children. Yes, you want somebody to be in your life who's willing to take on the whole package, but we cannot force them. And obviously, if they're not together, the best thing, like you said, let me take my son to to the car. Let me take it to the park. But it's all about it's all about how you handle it.
How you handle the situation. Yeah, and you know, like even if she had a problem with it, she could have just took the hamburger, cut it up in four. He would have never known about it. At least all the kids would have had something, and it's a done deal.
Okay, know? I like what you think.
Yeah.
That's why I told the people I made a post. I said he remind me of the male version of what picture you look like, because you're real. You know, you don't try to make people think the way you think. You know, you have an open mind. And that's what we need in the world today, an open mind. Yeah,
because a lot of closed-minded individuals, and if you don't think the way they think, oh, you dumb, you stupid, this, that, and other. But people don't really try me in that realm because they kind of know at least I'm trying to do something that somebody else is not trying to do.
What you like to see changed in the community?
Mindset. You know, mindset and how we approach things. As far as mental health, financially, even the mindset of, it's a lot of people that work hard to get out of the community instead of working hard to rebuild the community. Because just to give an example, it's a lot of people who, you know, made it out the community itself, right, the hood, right, but they buy a home out in Weston or out in Parkland, thinking it's a better deal. But those same people who they bought their house from, buying their property up of our old communities at a dirt cheap rate, where that you could have kept your own house, build it up, and then had so much equity in it.
That's true.
Yeah, and build up everybody else's equity around you.
Clean up the community instead of running away from the community. And it's so true. And then you go out to Parkland, you go out to Lehigh Acres, or anywhere, just go somewhere. And it's still not as great as you thought it was. Because to me, there's sometimes it's just nothing like being around your people.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not going to pay a bunch of money for somebody to call me the N-word.
Yeah. Do you like the N-word as far as us as people of color using it?
Nah, I've never been a fan of it. You know, there are people who are around me that use it, and, you know, but you won't catch me on the
regular. That's me. I don't like it because why would I be offended with someone using it if I use it? There's some like girls, maybe people call them B-I-T-C-H. You're not calling me a biscuit in the church house today. I am. That is fighting word.
They're very comfortable with these negative words that we grew up as negative, and now it's kind of like a common thing.
It's called, now they feel like that word is a term of endearment, and in that case, don't dear me, darling, because I don't feel that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I respect if somebody like, okay, that's what you do, but just how we talked in the beginning, how I live it, when I'm around, people tend not to do it because they know how I am as a person, you know? So how you carry yourself, that will be the notification to them, oh, okay, I need to go back, you know? Or and me acting that way is going to make them either change or get from around.
Correct. That's how I feel too. Yeah, I'm not. I just sit back and I think, you know, I'm a little old. I guess you consider to be. I'm 54.
No.
And so
that's the new 30.
Thank you, darling.
But people younger than us.
Yeah.
No shade.
I just think that how do we get back to our sense of value or our sense of just pride in our people? I think we don't got to that point where we're so busy where I want to just live my life, don't judge me. You know, back in the day when you and I was growing up, maybe some beat us if we do something wrong. Exactly. How do we get back to that sense of pride and taking care of one another? I know you don't have the answer to it all, but what is your opinion on how we can get back to that?
My opinion is, first, thing we need to do is, you know, the places that we call hoods, we need to reattach neighbor to it. It's neighborhoods. It's not the hood. So when you attach the neighbor part of it, people start acting neighborly. When you take away the neighbor part of it, people start acting like the hood.
That makes sense.
You know? And when you start having neighborhoods, and people need to, like I said before, instead of moving out the hood and getting away from it, come back, check in, see how those people doing. You know, you ain't got to hang on the block and smoke weed with your boys and all that stuff like that. But just check on the people, see how they doing. What can you do to help? How can we move it to the next level? You know, don't run away from it. Be a part of it.
Yeah, I remember when we moved into the neighborhoods back in the days where you was first or you was someone new to the neighborhood. People really kid, they come over, they introduce themselves, so they bring you a gift, whether they bring you something to eat.
Yeah.
But we don't even know our neighbors anymore.
At all. Like where I stay at, I know my neighbors. We all cool with each other. You know, if one of the neighbors going out of town, we know to look up. You know, make sure you take care of their yard, or make sure nobody's not messing with their house and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to do the things. Not even necessarily what how I grew up doing, but just the right thing. You should be there.
Because there is a right thing.
Yeah.
There is a right thing there. So and just getting it back to teaching the youth, teaching the ones that's under us, just to get them to listen to us just a little bit. But you got to do it in what thing? That thing that we don't get that much love.
Yeah, you got to do it in love.
You got to do it in love.
Because these kids, even though or the younger generation, these kids, even though we think they're not listening, they are listening, and they're watching. They're watching exactly what you do. Because if you're not doing what you say, they're gonna call you out. So you have to be that person. You have to be that person that walk right, talk right, and they know you're gonna mess up, but be the person to own up to it. If you treat a younger person wrong, step to them. Hey, I was wrong. I should have did X, Y, and Z. So
that's what I find that we need to do again, as far as live our life as a witness. Knowing that we're not perfect, when we let them see our shortcomings, not that we show everything, but when we let them see that we're not perfect and how do we handle the situation, that give them a mirror to look at as far as how they handle the situation if they go through it as well.
Exactly. And also with my posts, I let people know that I'm not perfect. I show, I post my funny parts, my sad parts, everything about me. You know what I'm saying? So, I let them know I'm well rounded, but at the same time, I'm not a perfect person. I came exactly where you came from, Taylortown, 29th Terrace, you know what I'm saying? Went to Dillon High School, had the same amount of hours in the day as you.
I went to Northeast.
Show's over.
I even go to Dillon, but my mom would not let me go to Dillon. She should have, not let me go to Dillon.
Shout out to all the Panthers out there.
Whatever. Yeah, Panther. I got a lot of Panther friends. I like you guys. Don't take it personal. But I just came from Northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was like, it was weird, dude.
Don't say nothing that because you're in the house, I can punch you in the throat. So don't say nothing that I can punch you in the throat.
It was weird to meet people from Northeast. It was like, really? You went to Northeast? Wow. Okay. You just didn't know. Only thing we knew was Dillon and Ely.
And BA.
No. Back in the day,
really?
BA really was. BA was just a school where the black kids whose family had money went to.
Okay, so I don't know if
it became
I was
once
a choice
I left.
between Northeast or BA. They wouldn't let me go to
Dillon.
Dillon, But you guys, what I noticed about Panther, you guys stick together. You got like the families for real.
Yeah.
You guys have gatherings all the time. You go to people's funerals. You really support. So that's a good thing.
Whether they know it or not, we have a huge network. Oh yeah, you want a DJ, you want somebody who got a building for rent, you want somebody who owns homes. Within our own Dillon High School page, we can find business.
Can you adopt me?
Yeah, we can adopt y'all.
Yeah, you can adopt me.
Yeah, it's a family thing anyway, and that's what I love about my high school. Man. We come back, and especially for our homecoming, everybody always come back. I don't care what school they went to, what college they went to, they always come back.
Yeah, I see that, and it's amazing. I'm talking about old, and I mean wise, and young, when you guys really have that love for each other.
Yeah, it's like the HBCU of high school.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
Yeah.
So with Dillon being a part of you, do you think that helps you as far as wanting to see the community in a better place?
Oh yeah, that was a great part because I hear a lot of people talking negative about, oh, I'm glad I was out of high school, but everybody I went to high school with, we loved high school. That's where all of our real friendship was forged. That's where all the love for and pride itself, and you being who you are. I don't think we really appreciated it back then, but when you got older, you saw all the stuff that our teachers, they were black, and was willing to teach you the things that the average
that I probably couldn't learn in my school.
Exactly. Exactly. Just that love for yourself, walking around with pride. And yeah, it was a dope thing. But yeah, it started there just wanting more from my people. It was good.
And so I talked to you earlier about would you get into politics. I want to do some form of politics. My uncle is Congressman John Lewis, late Congressman John Lewis.
Okay, yeah.
That was my daddy's brother.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I do a little things. I'm part of the foundation in his name.
Okay.
But I want to get more active. So if you knew people that want to get active, how would you tell them to start?
They got a lot of they got a lot of boards you can go to as far as Democrats of Broward County, Republicans of Broward County, and you can get with those boards and whatnot, and they can teach you what you need to do, or you can just even by simple just going up to the voters registration place.
Office?
Yeah, and they can tell you how to get started there as well too. Just simply as being part of getting people to vote.
So how are you going to start?
How I'm gonna start?
Mhm.
I've already started.
What are you doing?
Huh? A lot.
Okay.
I just can't really tell exactly.
Well, if you need me to help you campaign, I'm here for you.
Oh Lord.
I believe in you.
You are serious.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch you because, you have the ability to capture people. And that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And not only are you have the ability to capture people, you have that I care.
Okay.
And so, like you said, you're not perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but all you gotta do is care.
Yeah.
And I think when one person cares, it can be passed along.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we just feel like we're forgotten.
Yeah.
We feel like people just don't value us as a people, as a person.
Mhm.
And so when someone listens to us or just give us a time of day, then they can capture us.
Mhm.
And then if you capture them for the right reason, as for strengthening the community,
Mhm.
strengthen the Black brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
not just them, but people as a whole,
Yeah.
then, I think you have the ability to go farther.
I do, but I will say this. I don't want to get to the point where I'm in politics where I have to lie to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what turns me off the most, where, like there are certain things people want to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I know they can't, so they'll just lie to me just to get my vote.
And then you would think that knowing that people know that they're being lied to, I don't know, you would think that someone like you would get in it or me to get in it.
Yeah.
But I think somehow even the people that get in it for the right reason, somewhere down the road they end up being twisted.
Yeah, they end up being twisted
Yeah.
because of, oh no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. That's not a good thing to say, So it's kind of like you're controlled.
Yeah.
And I think I could be more of an effective person on the outside.
That's good.
Because the politics itself, we can try to get some laws in place, but we can do whatever we want to do outside of laws and politics as long as we, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We do what we're supposed to do as human beings and stuff, So even though there are some laws that need to be changed, yes, we do need people in office, but I don't know if I'm the correct person to be in there because I still cuss.
They all cuss.
But I go off on people,
You got a short fuse?
No, I'm not a short fuse person, but if I feel like you're doing something to the community that I know it shouldn't be done, I'm not gonna sit there and just
roll
and take it. Yeah, especially when I got an answer. This is like you wanted me to help you out with something, and then I promised you that I could, and then I lied to you. Then I'm dodging you because I know I couldn't get Senator X, Y, and Z to do it. So I want to be in that position. Until I know I can be a real effective person in office, that's what I want.
That's okay. That's good. Other than that, you're just working around your community. What are you doing to help your community as of now?
Yesterday we was at this scholarship fundraiser in Miami where we was giving out scholarships with other nonprofit organizations to kids who are going to college. So a lot of things based around kids going to college. That's what I'm pretty much geared into.
So education.
Yeah.
It's a key.
Yeah, education key, and also to going back to school, events and drive. Giving book bags and supplies, especially to teachers. There's a lot of teachers that need supplies too. So those programs that we're trying to step into.
We, as the foundation of the John Robert Lewis Legacy Institute, what we do is that we take books back, Black history books, to schools too, and we call it backpack and trench coat because my uncle went to jail one night with back pack and a trench coat.
Okay.
And so we call it that. And we give back to schools as well, as far as elementary schools at this point, to teach them what's been sacrificed for them to be at the place they are now, and just to open their mind up to history, because we're not taught history. But it's kind of hard to get the books in, but we just keep going from whatever school that allows to come in.
Exactly. So what do you feel about them and these, what do you call it? I forget the name of it, but they're saying that they don't want to pretty much make white people feel guilty about the history itself, and they're taking that stuff out of books. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like the reason why they don't want to make, I love you guys. I love all people.
All people.
Okay? I love all people. But since he asked me that, I'm going to say, I feel like they don't want them to feel like we felt. You know? We've had to experience some feelings simply because of what they've done. And I feel like if they really let the truth be told about how they treated us, most of their people would be on our side. Because I feel like it's a lot of the Caucasians or white that fight with us. And I feel like when they come to the truth of what really happened, then the more will stand with us. So I don't think they're not letting it be taught because they don't want them to be uncomfortable. They don't want it to be taught because when they become uncomfortable, some of them is going to do something about it. That's my opinion.
They become responsible once they become uncomfortable. And I think you're right, because they just don't want to get that fit where somebody's feeling empathy for us.
Right.
Or sympathy.
They
don't want that at all, because once they do, that's when the time will change. You know, when we start sitting down to the table together, it's a problem.
And that's the thing we do. We need to get in rooms. We need to invite them in rooms because one side can't do it by themselves. It's going to take us as a human race to get together. And when we do that, the more we're coming. I can see a difference, but at the same time, I still feel like we're farther behind in certain things than we are. But you know, I can see a shift being changed coming, a change coming.
Big time. It's just with change comes a lot of fear, uncomfortableness, you know, and even with ourselves, you know. I know these past few years, I've noticed that a lot of people of color are starting to understand what African Americans been speaking about a long time. You know, a lot of people think we were just complaining just to be complaining, but now they're starting to see that they were being called the same word we were. They just ignored it.
Because maybe because they was in a better position financially, whether it be where they live or school, they didn't understand that. But I find that at one point when everything started happening with the rioting and the shooting and Donald Trump, I find that I had to guard my heart. Because you want to be aware of things, but you don't want it to affect you that you become one of those people. And when I say one of those people, you don't want to be prejudiced. You don't want to not like somebody because of their color. You don't like them, you don't like them, whether they be black. Some black people you may not like, some Hispanic, you don't like them because of their color, you don't like them because of what they did to you. But how do you not like somebody that you don't know, never had a communication with, just because of their color?
That's real sad too, that my complexion makes you uncomfortable. It makes you feel a certain way. And I was explaining this to my son and a couple other people that it's a lot of power in that. If just by who you are, just by your skin complexion, you can make somebody skin boil. You make them upset.
Just enter the room. But we got it on. It's like a twofold. We get it on both ways because we get them not liking us because of our colors, and then take me and you. We're dark complexion. We have others that don't like us because of our complexion. When I say other, our own people that don't like us because of our complexion. And so we go through so much of hatred. It's just amazing how even with all that blacks have been through with hatred, we are some loving people. We love. And we're loyal. And I saw a post about you. Loyal means a lot to you.
Being loyal, that's like the number one thing, like, you know, because I show loyalty and I give it, you know, automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know you, but if you know, straight off the back, I meet you and we're cool and we meet on good grounds, I'm gonna be loyal to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also learned that people aren't gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna see how I see it. They're not gonna view how I view it. And most people give loyalty based on their past.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Some people make you, you know, earn your loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
I just give it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's up to you for me to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you give it, and it's up to them to lose it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's up to them to lose it.
Yeah. And I find that we expect for people to process everything the same way we do. But what I've learned, and it only came from me living for Christ, I've learned to step out of myself and try to see it in your perspective.
Yeah.
And that way it gives you a better understanding. Because sometimes we're so me focused that we just don't see the big picture, or we don't see the real picture.
Yeah.
And so it's all about our process of thinking.
Yeah. I try to see it from other people's position. That's why I have conversation. But I noticed a lot of people are scared of conversation because it kind of makes them have to see themselves sometimes. You know, I love it because I want to see myself, because if I can see myself and I know I can do something better, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But some people seeing themselves scares them. You know,
Yeah,
that
that's
reflection scares them.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to be the smartest one in the group, and if I'm the smartest one in the group, Lord help us all. But Lord help, I feel sorry for y'all. But nevertheless, it's great to be around great-minded people.
Yeah.
And it's true about, you know, when you're around someone, it makes you want to be better or do better. And so I see you doing that for the community, so keep going. Don't never ever stop with that. Now you did make a post that people don't want to talk about again, because you like them posts that people don't talk about. You don't want to talk about it, just talk about it maybe at the kitchen, but we're going to talk about it in the studio.
Okay.
What about that overturning of abortions? How do you feel about that?
Ooh, it's quite a few things about it. I think that a lot of people don't really understand. I did some research on it, whatever, right? But they were saying it's pretty much
Population control?
Yeah. But it's in the population control where that they want more white people to be born. Yeah, because it's a higher percentage of white people getting abortions. I think 60%.
60 something. Yeah.
So they figure in that realm, if we get that 60% of people, then we won't have to worry about being extinct. Extinct,
right? Because they're becoming the minority now.
Yeah.
And so
that was a racial political move, from my understanding.
Yeah.
So you know, and they kind of got women upset. You know, all women upset of all colors. Oh, you taking our choice, but when it's really
about them,
about the race, their race.
Yeah. But what about the ones who say that we're a Christian and it's against God to get abortion is a sin? Now I get that. I'm just saying, how do you feel? And I don't know if I should ask you that, but you're a man, I can ask you. How do you feel about that, as far as feeling like Christians are voting for that bill to eliminate abortions?
Well,
simply because they feel God says don't murder.
Yeah, they say God don't murder, but God made doctors. I mean, so God is cool with killing somebody on an electric chair. So God is cool with the police that's shooting people. So I mean, God is cool with us killing anything. Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, I might go to hell and kill a mosquito.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Well, yeah, I believe, just me. I believe that, you know, I love you guys. Love you. Just say I love you all. I'm a Christian. Don't forget, I'm a Jesus follower. I believe that Jesus is such a graceful God that He doesn't force anyone to follow Him.
Yeah.
He doesn't force me to accept Him in my life. He doesn't force you to follow Him as well, to be a child of God. He doesn't force us. He's a gentleman.
Exactly.
And I feel like because he don't force himself on us. We shouldn't force our belief on anyone else. So I do believe it's a choice.
Yeah.
It should be a choice because circumstance and situation, you got 10 years old that been molested or raped, you got a woman that's been raped, you got someone whose life is on the line if they have the baby, you got someone who they know that the baby's going to be deformed, and you know, you have a choice.
A choice, yes.
Yeah, so and I don't think we as people have the right to take the choice away from it. What, regardless of my belief, I still believe that it should be our choice. And I would think women of color, and I'm gonna always say that, I would think we would understand how it feels to not have rights.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. Get mad at me, but I love you guys.
I think God is a understanding God. Jesus is understanding. You know, so I don't think he's sitting up there, you know, with this, oh, you can't do this, that, and another, but you know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm looking at the comments. You might want to do that too, so you can come back to your people. I'm just looking at what people are saying. They're loving the conversation. They say yes. Some Chris said I agree with something. I don't know what he agree with. Yes, it's a family. Oh, okay, you deal with people. It's a family. I get it.
Yeah, Dilla gonna stand up.
Yeah.
Dilla High School gonna stand up.
Loyalty is royalty, says Tanya Tennyson.
Yeah.
Yes, you learn how to process of thinking. Okay, so let's go on. Do you want the people to know anything? Are you having anything coming up that you want to share with the people?
Currently, not right now. I got some things going on because I'm working with some other groups, a lot of clubs that I'm dealing with. So right now, everything's not etched in stone, but I do have a lot of things coming up, but I will share it with you as soon as I do. Like I said before, I'm also the owner of Studio 510, so if you're looking for a small place to have an event space, pop-up shop, whatever, hit me up. Jimmy Baldwin, inbox, and yeah.
You have a number?
Huh?
You have a number? We ain't going yet. We got 15 minutes.
Oh, it's 15 more? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't keep it up at 954-993-1456.
Okay.
For my people in Spanish, 954, 993, 15, 46.
You showing out.
Sí.
It is showing
The
out.
high school Spanish class.
Somebody said, "Now we can't compare killing mosquitoes with abortion." LOL. Yeah.
I'm just saying, killing is killing. Killing is killing.
Do you think Jesus want the mosquitoes to bite us though?
Huh?
You think Jesus want the mosquitoes to bite us up?
What mosquito have to live too, right?
So they need our blood to live?
They there for a reason.
I'm killing them.
I know.
I'm killing mosquitoes, roaches, rats. I'm killing all of them.
Life is life.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Life is life. I don't think he'll separate, one from the other. Either he love you or he don't.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
Yeah. Everything is life.
So you said if we're gonna not have abortion, we should not have no kind of killing.
No kind of killing at all. No, I'm just saying, if they think that abortion is that bad to not do it, then nothing should die.
I get you.
Everything should live.
Okay.
And they can't make a decision about that while eating steak. You can't. You can't say, "Oh yeah, life is this," but
Okay, I tell you.
you're at the table eating a steak.
I eat steak too. I eat mainly chicken, but they got to get killed to eat it. Okay. I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
What else are we gonna talk about today? What you wanna talk about?
Oh, it's whatever with me.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you. Hold on, I took a picture of your post.
Okay.
Let me try to
Go
find
ahead.
it.
I'm with it. Whatever.
I was like, okay. You can change a person's eating habit or clothes,
Yes.
but you cannot change their character. Where did that come from?
Just thinking about, because I hear a lot of people, I seen this one girl posted about, oh, he was acting this way when I met him, and he said he was going to change, and I've seen some guys say something about females with that, oh, they act this way, but majority of people, they are who they are when you meet them.
Mm-hmm.
But we be so concentrated on the physical appearance or the financial situation. Sometimes people look good together, and you look good on the books together, but you haven't really analyzed that character about this person, and you try to avoid confronting it, or like give reasons why it's okay, but it bothers you. And that's why I said you can change somebody's eating habit, you can put them on new clothes, but if that character is flawed and you can't deal with it, you need to leave on day 1, 2, or 3. Don't wait 5 years or get with them, then constantly complain about it. You need to change this. You need to change this. I don't want no man or woman who's doing this when you knew that's who they were. So either you accept it or move on.
Yeah, I believe this too. Okay, let's talk about this. You know if a person is for you from the beginning. I see women get married, right? We get married on potential.
Yes.
He has potential to do better. He has potential to look like this. He has potential to make this money. And then after they get married, they're disappointed because of who they married. Didn't change 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road, like you said. When the truth be told, if you marry a person, you should marry him with him or her being okay with who they are. Like if nothing ever changed, they never lose weight, they never make any more money, they never change a job, whoever they are at that point is who you're marrying for life. At that moment. Yep. And so we set ourselves up for disappointment. And no one do it to us, we do it to ourselves. We set ourselves up thinking, oh, he's gonna get a better job. And we as women, sometimes we mess up, we think, I'm helping him out. I can do this for him. I can change him. But you never change anybody, whether it be a man or a woman, boy or girl, unless they want to be changed.
You can't change a person's character. That's my whole point in it. If a person is a certain way, that's just who they are. And then you wasted 5 years, and then you try to blame the person. You should be blaming yourself. Men are bad at that too. She fine. Oh, look at her, man. She this, that, and another, blah, blah, blah. But she don't get along with your family. Yeah, wow. She'll cuss you out, drop over her head. Yeah. She'll show out in front of your friends. But you will never address it. Because you're so busy being mesmerized by the outer appearance. Exactly, by the outer appearance. And outer appearance has really gotten to I don't know, when did we get to this point where it's so much about our bodies as far as women and men, because you guys work out. I'm just saying you guys, it's for males. You guys work out in the gym, tight shirts and tight clothes. Yeah. And we're going under the knife trying to get, flatter stomachs, bigger butts, chicken legs to go with our booty. How do they get to that point? Is that what men really want? No, we don't. And most women don't get it for men. They get it for other women. They want to impress other women. They won't say it, but they want to be, I want to get my stomach snatched.
I want my stomach snatched. I ain't lying. I will lay on the table and speak in tongues and tell Jesus to cover me, but my husband say no.
There's so much beauty in imperfection.
Yes. Say that one more time for the people.
There's so much beauty in imperfection. Like, you don't have to have everything together, but
you have to keep yourself together, but you don't have everything together.
Exactly. But I do understand, because people program themselves, again, what we were saying, what they look at every day. They clicking on the pictures of them girls with these surgery bodies, and you think, and then the girl gets surgery, but then she start doing this workout stuff, and she don't fool you.
Or she wearing a waist trainer, but she ain't telling you that she had surgery. Then she started wearing the waist trainer.
Exactly. She don't tell you she feel like a rib cage when you hug her, you know what I mean? So, but girls watch it, and if you watch it every day, it takes 30 days to program yourself. Ask people on here, how long have they been on social media? Beyond 30 days. So if you're looking at this stuff every day for the past 10 years, every day for the past 10 years. So it's at the point now where, it's embedded in you. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to get enough money where I can get my surgery. I'm going to get my BBL. I'm going to get my waist snatch. I'm going to get my bigger butt, because maybe he'll like me more. Or maybe I can hang around these girls.
Yeah, somebody said, it's all about the other woman. Which is sad, especially if you're not into dating other women. Yeah, like I do. Like I love fashion. I've always loved fashion. I was like 8 years old, maybe 12.
Yeah.
My mom would shop for us at the swap shop.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, we bought nothing but new things at the swap shop.
Mm-hmm.
But I would cry, Daddy, I don't want to go to the swap shop. I want to go to J. Barry, J.C. Penney's.
Yeah.
How did I know that? I don't know. Maybe because of the school I went to or whatever. But I've always been drawn to fashion. So I do dress according to what makes me feel good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to look good when I walk out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not one of those that dress to say, I'm going to tear their heads off.
Yeah.
Those people are really dressing for someone else. And most likely they don't like who they are in the inside.
Exactly. And guys do it too with things.
Okay, cars.
With things and money.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, they might want to get the fastest car. They want to get a big, big bike or something like that. So we do it in our own way, and women do their own way. But you really, at the end of it all, you still got to fix up here. If you still thinking the wrong way, I don't care what you do to your body, your bank account. If you still don't have that fixed up, I don't care what you do.
Yeah, it always starts here. I have a sister. I have two sisters, but I have one sister married. She always says you can never change something that you're not willing to confront.
Yeah.
And so if you don't confront those demons, those things that started you to think the way you do, it's always going to be the same thing. No matter how small you get, how big you get, how many new outfits you get, handbags you have. If you don't change that, the way you think, the way you see yourself, you're going to always go through some form of a cycle.
Exactly.
Somebody said they have surgery to one said they have surgery, but they're not happy.
Yeah.
Transformation has to be from the inside.
Yeah. Because you can once they get that stuff, like I said, if you don't handle what's going on with you mentally, because it's a reason why you go. Because a lot of times it's a what I'm trying to say, it's some people run to when they're trying to avoid confronting something. It's I can't forget the name of it, but if you keep doing that, you keep avoiding the real issue. Keep avoiding the real issue, just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. Right, so after you get your stomach snatched, or after the guy get his muscles done, or get the car or the motorcycle, or whatever it is he's doing to make him feel better, that feeling still gonna come. You ain't avoiding it. Yeah. You just delaying it. Delaying it, correct. Yeah. Because if you don't deal with it, you can never change it. Exactly. So you have to sit down, do the work. I do a walk in confidence. And confidence comes from within. It's about knowing. And see, confidence is not about what you think, it's about what you know. So if you don't know your value, if you don't know that you're worthy, you're going to respond in a low self-esteem manner. Exactly. Like, and two, like going back to family, a lot of our family has built this self-esteem issues within us, and we won't even confront it because you can't tell mama she was wrong for calling you fat. You can't tell daddy that he was wrong for calling you ugly. Yeah, or weak. Or weak, or the words that we can't say, the punk, or a helpful or fast tail. Most of the underlying issues, not blaming the parents, because I believe most of them did the best that they could, especially my mom. But most of our underlying issue, whether it be rejection, whether it be low self-esteem, it stems from the house. Abandonment, all that. Come on. Yeah, it does. It comes straight from those situations, and like it's tough to tell your parent, like, hey, I want to talk to you. I remember when I was 5 years old, you said X, Y, and Z, and some people look at you crazy if they knew that you were still holding on to that. But we do. And some people are like, you still holding on to that? Why you still? You can't tell people how to feel. And I hate for somebody to say, well, if that's how you feel, because when you start off with, well, if that's how you feel, you already saying that you don't value what I'm saying. You already dismissing me. And so it's a way to respond and not react. And so often we as people, we react instead of responding. Because when we react, we're just flying off. Just the first thing comes to our mind. But to me, when we respond, we sit down, you soak in it, you think it over, and then you respond. Exactly. Exactly. And that's one of the things that we have to do better than our parents. and how we talk to our kids, how we talk to our family, because it stays with people for years. Yeah. And you out there trying to get a BBL when it's not even an issue.
Come on. And then we hand it down to our children. Like, that's why we still have coloring. That's why dark-skinned people feel like light-skinned people think they're better. Yeah. And this is why light-skinned people think that they're better than us, because think about it. It's the Jim Crow mentality. Yeah. It told them to give me your slaves for a year, and I'm going to teach them to be loyal to you. Exactly. So you think about it. My mother went through slavery. Mm-hmm. And so she taught her children, you know, the lighter skins, they're better than you. They get in the house, you in the field. And so now you got people still in this age. Say my mom is 80, she's not doing that. But what if she's 80? She don't taught us that because we're light skinned, we're better, or because we're dark skinned, don't like the light skin. Yeah. And then we teach that to our children. It's like it's something that's a learned behavior that someone literally have to break the cycle and just stop teaching. Yeah. Because hatred is taught. It's you're not born with it. Yeah, exactly. It's a taught thing.
And they don't understand that it's being done to them. Mm-hmm. They don't understand, like, even with, I'm pretty sure you grew up with some light-skinned kids.
Yeah. Light-skinned family members. And they always with your black self.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or they was trying to be super tough because people thought they were soft. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's a double. With them as well too, and they trying to fit in as well too. Mm-hmm. Both of us trying to fit in a world that don't want us. Yes. Wow.
And especially to be in a world that you're not wanted, you definitely don't want to be in a home where you're not wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. But
go ahead.
Going on that, people have this hierarchy. So you have these family members when they go to work and they're being treated like trash. Mm-hmm. The only place they can control is home. Uh-huh. So they come home and bring out that same thing they brought from
frustration.
Work. Yeah, onto the kids.
Yeah, my sister Mary said that the parents mess up the children. That's right. We're doing better. This generation, I think, is doing better. I think I done pretty good. But I must say that I came from a great home, even though I grew up with a spirit of rejection. I was trying to figure out where did I come from, because I had no reason. But maybe it was from outside, like cousins and stuff like that. But it's time to not let that thought or those ways control you. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's about it, Jim. You can come back anytime, because
whenever you're ready,
conversating anytime you want. People have a lot to say, so I'll go back and answer the comments. You do the same. Okay. Tell people how they can find you on Instagram and Facebook.
You can find me on Instagram at Studio510. That's Studio, the number 5, TEN. Also on Instagram, Yo Partner, YOPODNER _ and on Facebook, Jimmy Baldwin.
And what's your studio again?
Studio 510.
What's the address?
Oh, it's 4510 North University Drive in the city of Lauderdale.
Okay, and then if they wanted to book it, they just call you, or you got an email up?
Yeah, just call me directly, 954-993-1456. No red tape, because that directly to me. I make all the decisions, okay?
Come through, big business man. What you want to leave people with?
Love yourself so you can love others.
All right, that's it. You guys know that I live by love your neighbor, should love yourself, do unto others, you have them do unto you. Remember, be true to you is not about being perfect, it's just about being your authentic self. Be true to you, be true to God, so you can be true to others. This is your girl, Angela. Remember, everything you do, always be true to you. I love you, and I mean it.